Time for a debrief off the back of the Bosch Power Tools Perth Super Sprint. I've called in Tickford gun Thomas Randle for this one, who was right in the thick of things both Saturday and Sunday. It seemed like a pretty positive weekend all up for your team, Tom.
I think it was Chad. Yeah. To be honest, for the team, we went in eighth in the team's championship, and it's such a tight battle between sort of second place and where we are. And with this live pit lane order, you can really be on one end of it or the other, and that's the furthest our team's been back in the lane, and we certainly noticed that for qualifying on when you're rolling out, and also how much it can actually play a part in strategy, because the further you are up the grid, you can really dictate what you do based on what's happening behind you. So yeah, for the team, I think it was a really strong round to leave there now, going from eighth in the team's championship up to third. And yeah, it's still super tight between everyone from sort of, second to eighth back. So we've just got to keep pushing on and try and stay there. And hopefully we can pressure the WAU guys as well. So, but in terms of a weekend as a whole, it was a really solid weekend for the whole team. Been a big thinking between Topor and now in Perth, and a lot of effort's gone in the last 4 weeks, and from the team they've worked so hard to prep us some really fast race cars, and from the engineering side we've been speaking nearly every day about what we want to try and achieve at Perth. And we didn't have a test day. We've got one coming up next week, which will be really good to validate a lot of stuff. So to have the speed that we did, just by working with with a sim within the team, and my sim, that Cam and I have been doing lots of laps on as well. I think that's really helped with the speed. And it was just unfortunate for me on Saturday that I just got a little bit greedy with the curb at turn 7. The lap was looking really good. I think it was a P5 lap for that middle quali session. So yeah, it would have been in the Q3, but made my life and the Castrol Racing crew's life a little bit trickier. So still nice to finish inside the 10 on Saturday, and for Cam to get the first podium for the team on Saturday was really cool as well. So we sort of knew at that point, okay, let's not touch the cars too much, I guess. Still trying to just fine tune them. And Cam and I tried sort of different things across the weekend as well, which will be a really good chance for the whole team and the engineers mainly to look through that and see what we think is probably better or worse. And then rolled out the block Sunday with that practice session, feeling pretty good. And then Cam to get the pole position on Sunday was really cool. We lined up fourth, and then another really good points haul on Sunday, which has put us up to third in the team championship.
That fight with Will Brown at the end of the Sunday race is probably what will stick in most people's minds for how you went on that weekend. You put up a pretty sturdy defense there, but couldn't quite hang on to it.
Yeah, it was a fun battle for sure. I mean, we took 2 tyres in the stop, and Will took 4. Well, Cam took 4, Chaz took 4, and we took and Will took 4. So it was always going to be tough trying to hold him off. But I knew that if I could just sort of hold him up for a couple of laps, just keep him behind, hopefully he'd get that dirty air, and that could blow his tyres, because we saw on the day before, I took 4 tyres and the DJR guys took 2, and I was sort of stuck behind them for a few laps. And then at that point, then it was the delta between our lap times wasn't great enough, and I just couldn't get past. So that's kind of what I was hoping for on Sunday. So yes, just defended him a little bit. So hopefully to hold up his momentum, and then obviously things got pretty interesting down at the last corner, and there was contact, and I got sent off the road, which was a bit frustrating. Would have been nice to battle it out, for a bit longer, and we somehow recovered to finish fifth, albeit the rear quarter and the rear bars looking pretty sad now, and the tires were pretty flat spotted. So yeah, very fortunate that we didn't just get beached there. So because all I was thinking about was, damn, this is really going to hurt our points and the team's championship, because like I said earlier, it's such a tight battle. But yeah, we leave there equal eighth on drivers' points. Cam's up to fourth. So all in all, it's not bad. But yeah, I mean, deep down, it would have been really awesome to get a double podium for the team, because Cam got the win, and I felt like it would have been a fun battle with Will to the end.
There's been a bit of chat post race about the penalty that Will Brown was bestowed at the end of or during that race. Do you feel like 5 seconds on that occasion, the penalty fitted the crime?
I mean, probably deep down, I feel like it doesn't, but it's a tough call. Like, obviously, the way our penalty system works, you've got a 5 second, which is your, I guess, least harsh penalty for a bump and run, and then the next penalty is a 15 seconds, which is mainly for when you turn someone around, and then the big one is like a 30-second penalty or equivalent to a drive through if you literally ruin someone's race. So, obviously Will didn't turn me around, but I did lose about 10 seconds. So looking at the times, that lap I lost 7.5 seconds. Then the next lap there was a further 3 seconds. So, and obviously damaged the car. And I guess the fact that his penalty, he didn't lose a spot, makes it feel, obviously a bit annoying. But, in saying that, we're up the road a fair bit on the next group of cars. So, if there was a safety car at the end, then it would have ruined his race. So it's a tough one to call. I guess you could say I'm biased and I'm aggrieved that, it wasn't a harsher penalty, but you can't just give him an 11-second penalty. I understand that. And there's always been a lot of talk about not giving penalties post-race because it's not what the fans want to see. They just want to know what the result is, there and then, which I get that as well. So, I guess they've got enough cameras to see it. That they didn't have access to the V-Box, which is the onboard judicial system, though. So, I'll probably speak to Beto about it. But moving forward, I'm not quite sure what they do, like with the penalty system. That penalty system has been in place for a while. So, whether it's like, it's not a true bump and run. That's the thing, but it's probably not worthy of a 15-second. I don't know. I'm trying to sort of be devil's advocate here, but also I feel like, the fact that he didn't actually lose any spots, it was kind of just like a slap on the wrist, really, for literally, putting me off in the sand.
And just quickly, the Super 2 boys, you got 3 of them over in Tickford these days, which is pretty cool. Certainly, Brad Vaughan showed plenty of pace. A little unlucky to have a broken starter motor come Saturday, but was right there for maybe his first race win.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Brad. I mean, he did an awesome job in qualifying on Saturday, and the other boys were doing well as also. I mean, Lockie, I think he half stalled on the start on Saturday and lost a lot of spots, and then he actually regained them all. So to finish, I think inside the top 10, and Rylan was trucking along really well too. I think he was running 7th before his little mistake into turn 1. But it's all learning for him. It's his first year in Super 2. So I remember my first year in Super 2. There was certainly, you learn a lot. But I feel sorry for Brad. I mean, pole on Sunday as well. That was an amazing effort for him and for the whole team. Really good bounce back from the disappointment with the starter motor issue on Saturday. And then I believe it was a hot clutch and he just couldn't really do anything off the start. So gutted for him, really. He deserves that win. He really does. And, he should be higher in the championship than he is because of, what happened on Saturday and then I guess the penalty on Sunday. But the other boys on Sunday, unlucky with what happened with Mason Kelly's motor. They sort of both got caught up in the oil and felt sorry for Mason as well. He was doing a ripper job, so he's a good kid as well. But the guys will bounce back. They've got a bit of time now between Perth and Townsville. So we'll get them on the sim as well. And I'm sure they'll come out the box strong up there.
Nice work, buddy. Appreciate you taking the time for the debrief off the back of Perth. And we're all looking forward to getting back to the sunshine in Darwin.
I can't wait. It's too cold in Melbourne, Chad.
Tell me about
Thank you. Appreciate the chat. Yeah.
All right, chat soon, mate.
Cheers.